They are big and they're white, and they're back on the ponds. These are tundra swans, and they're passing through right now. Presumably on this pond to avoid the hunters. And dowitchers swinging around. In fact, there's all kinds of birds around right now. The dowitchers, the swans, all kinds of ducks and geese. And these big white pelicans hanging out with the swans. Yeah, there were a lot of birds on this slough, but it was not a good place to stop. You can probably hear the traffic going by, and, well, I was parked safely, but no, not a good place to hang around for very long. So I kept on looking. It doesn't really look like it here, but it was a pretty cold morning. Far colder than it has been the last little while. That's brand new snow on the Porcupine Hills and the mountains. But it wasn't snow I was looking for, it was big white birds, like these snow geese. They were dropping down onto the water of Pine Coulee Reservoir. From the size of that flock, I thought there'd actually be quite a few of them there, but no, it turns out there were hardly any. But that's okay, because even though the lake was pretty much empty, Willow Creek Park was just a few kilometers down the road. And it's such a pretty place. The park sits in a couple of elbow bends of Willow Creek. And I just love the big gnarly cottonwoods that live there. It's a great place to see birds through the spring and summer. Cliff swallows nest there. And even now there are flickers, which you probably heard, and robins still hanging around. The beaver that lives here looks like he's pretty set for winter. That larder is really well stocked. But I was still looking for those big white birds, so I headed east to Clear Lake. Lots of Canada geese there, widgeons, pintails, mallards, teal. Oh, and there's the swans. They're a little bit further out. Closer to me, snow geese and white-fronted geese. But I had a bit of a problem shooting those swans. The heat ripples coming off that water were just terrible. I mean, look at that background, it's just shimmering. But I still love the sound they make, and it was so nice to see them. This is a yellow lake, so he should be gone pretty soon, and oh, there he goes. There were a lot of harriers hunting in the meadows, too. Some of these guys go south, but quite a few of them stay around for the winter. And fairly close to this pasture, another hawk. You know, at first glance, I thought this guy was a rough-legged hawk, but on second look, might be a young red-tail. Either way, what a handsome guy. Starlings, too, they're flocking up. And these big white guys, I think, are trumpeter swans. These ones by ensign, I know. Those guys are blue-winged teals. And this is a green-winged teal on the left and a blue-winged teal on the right. A family of shovelers heading into the reeds. And of course, the big whites. Tundra swans. I tried to find some more swans, but the day was running down, so I headed back to where I'd found those original ones. The light was beautiful. Meadowlarks still singing. And the swans were still there with the traffic roaring by. You don't see their tones in silhouette, but trust me, they're big, they're white, and they're beautiful.